Hi Mahesh,
Hi Aditya.
welcome to Sudeep Audio's channel.
It's my pleasure. Yeah.
We've known each other for over 12 years now.
Right.
You used to work at Studio 2000 when I met you first.
Right.
And now you are like one of the most in-demand reality TV shows for music, primarily.
Yeah.
So it's been a very good journey for you also.
Absolutely.
तो अगर हमारे ऑडियंस को आप बताएंगे कैसे शुरुआत हुई और क्या क्या आपने सीखा along the way और अब क्या करते हैं?
I've done a diploma in computer technology, so which is all related to hardwares, and so that was my basic. And music was always my hobby initial days till my college days. So if I would not been into sound, I was a drummer for sure. So rhythm was always my passion, and that's how it started. Music started, and that the music part came from my maternal side, from my mom's side. So all are into classical and all my
As professional or hobby?
Yeah, professionals. So they were all. My mama was a dean of Sangeet Kala Academy Goa and all that. So the classical, the music part came from there. And my father was a mechanical engineer at Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Nasik division. So the engineering part came from my father's side. So it was a like combination.
When did you decide to take up sound engineering as a full-time?
So it just happened that unfortunately in 1993 dad passed away, and then it was a sudden, the situation, like to earn bread and butter, like that was the situation. I just completed my diploma and all. So there was a course started at Mumbai University. So that 1993 was the first batch.
By Manohar Kunte
By Manohar Kunte sir, yeah. So I was just lucky to get that. I just lucky to get that admission in that batch, the first batch. So I completed the course, but still I never knew what direction I'll go. But I just completed, and as and how I got involved into the basics of sound and all, then it got more interesting every step.
You didn't think of any other career कि banking में try करता
No,
हूँ,
never.
railway में try
Never,
करता हूँ?
never. I was very clear. I will do only music in my life.
अच्छा.
Though I was a computer this one, but I always wanted to do only music. So then that's how it started. Then 1994 I took my first job at Plus Channel, which was a software television software house. So but still then it was a broadcast related thing. So I used to only take interviews, and I used to record only interviews, which was just a single mic job. And but of course I learned so many other things there. And then in 1995 I joined a studio called Studio 2000 in Andheri as an assistant to Mr. Zuberi Saab, and that was the turning point where things changed for me, because I wanted to do music. Then I joined a music recording studio, which was a full-fledged music recording job. So post 1 year of that, somewhere in 1995, all of a sudden, like Mr. Zuberi left the studio, and I have to take over the place. But my owners, Mr. Arun Mamtani, he supported me. He told me that, see, I think you try it out. I was not very sure to take the seat, because it was a big thing to take that seat at that time.
And what kind of work was happening in the studio?
So at that studio we had all sorts of recording, because it was a medium size studio. So we had films, we had jingles, we had like non-film ghazals. At those time we had a lot of ghazals and other semi-classical classical series.
So do you remember your first job as an independent recordist?
Yeah, I do remember. It was I still remember that day very well, because I was supposed to record Chitra, the South Indian. Yeah, she's a big name, and it was but it was that was the experience where I saw that how big professionals make you comfortable to work. So
how does that happen?
So like she was so natural, and that as if she thought that I am an established engineer and I've been working from ages. Like in that fashion, she was interacting. So it was never like surprised to me that I am doing it for the first time. But
So जो एक
yeah,
अंदर
yeah.
से डर था
हाँ,
वो
वो डर that डर went off when she spoke to me for a long time, like half an. She came early to the studio, so we had a chat for half an hour. Like
तो do you think ये सबसे फर्क पड़ता है?
yeah, it does.
How an
Yeah,
artist
yeah,
treats
definitely,
an
definitely.
engineer?
Yes, yes, definitely. It starts from there because so that's how because when especially when you are those days, like when we were not that confident because we totally new to the field, and so that makes a difference. But later on the things change and all, like then when you get strong on your basics and you get your foundation strong, then nothing can stop you, like yeah.
So post Studio 2000, what kind of jobs that we remember that you have recorded yourself?
10 years of my first 10 years of that career, where I worked for studios, and now another 12 years almost in television industry. So in those 10 years, I think so I was today I can say, like that time I was kind of amateur, but where I did most of my big jobs. Like I did Hero Number One background score, we did Aur Pyar Ho Gaya, we did so many Yug Purush, we did Dil Jale, like then recorded a lot of stuff with Anu Malik, songs. We did Virasat, then Judwa, Hamesha, like a few songs of those also, yeah. So that was another booster to me, like so that's how it started. But those days, whatever limitation we had with, because non-linear never existed that time. Today the facilities are more, you have plugins, you have so much things to control on. So that time we didn't have because outboards, hardware outboards were limited to the studio. So and even the thought process that time was different. Today today we all are like in Mumbai, you see, or anywhere, it's way ahead of thinking of the mix and all, it's become all more this one
Digital.
yeah, digital. And even and as times change I also thought I also seen that I upgraded accordingly, because I always take the change as a positive thing. So it should although we all know that music has to be analog, because that's the best thing it sounds. Even today you see any of the world, the best of the work, even which was done in the 70s 80s, which still sound good. That's the reason only, it's because of analog. And that's the thumb rule, that it music has sounds always good through an analog summation. Digital summation is always still an issue.
So when this, you've seen analog also, right? Analog
Yeah.
recording and,
Yes.
and that shift.
Yeah.
So in music recording,
Yeah.
when you have today's young generation come to you and
Yeah.
they go to a studio,
Yes.
do you see a difference in the attitude towards
Yeah.
an engineer?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. The thing, but I feel a lot of positive things of the new generation, because what I see, first thing, most of them are very well educated, and because of that, they have an approach towards the engineer. So they respect the position. They know that he will do his job. So the new generation, I feel they are much more sorted, and they're very clear what they want and all that.
They're not in it for time pass and all.
No, not at all. They are. In fact, I love working with like the new generation also. I think so. They all are doing their. See, the music changes. It's all over the world. You can't say that this now that was the best era, or before that was the best. See, the change has to happen. You see, the change happens in automobile sector, in all the sectors. So obviously, in recording and in music, it has to happen.
Being a sound engineer, you think having a music background like you had,
Yeah.
like drumming, so obviously you know beats.
Yes.
Helps.
Yeah.
Does it
Definitely,
help?
it helps. Yeah. But knowing one of the instrument, definitely it's essential, because it helps a lot, because your ears are always towards that accuracy and towards what you need. And I always feel that, because today, see, nowadays the pitch correction has come into the picture now, because the pitch correction comes in the picture only because everything is uh, electronic and everything is pitched. Those time it was like acoustic instrument, so thoda sur idhar udhar, that tuning used to be there, so that live, even the vocals, even if it was finely here and there, it was fine because everything merged well. But today, because you're using everything in dot 440 and everything is like tuned around, so that's why obviously the voice has to be in pitch. That's why I think so. It's become a necessity now. It's not a mistake or something. It's a necessity. And technology wise, everyone is using it. So here where I feel myself a lag, that then you should know the melody part much better. Like there are few engineers of my friends who are working, they are guitarists, someone is a keyboardist, so that helps for them more, because I don't have that patience to do a pitch correction. I don't have that patience, although I can, but it takes time for me to, because they can do it much quicker because they know the melody part of it. So that's this one. I am a rhythmist, so I would do most probably with the rhythm section or whatever I can do. So that's the difference. Yeah.
So after Studio 2000, you entered the television industry as an engineer.
Yeah.
So what has that journey been like? What shows have you done?
What happened was studio business got a little dip in from 2003-4 onwards, because every individual music director, everyone had his own studio setup. Even today, like everyone has a bedroom setup at least at home. So that's how it started. Like everyone, the job in the studio was hardly minimal, only dubbing a vocal or doing a mix or just doing some overdubbings of some rhythm section on the, so the naturally the income source on the studio, it took a toll on that. So then the things couldn't work. So then our owner and we decided to shut down the studio, and so that was the phase where I didn't know anything and I didn't want to join any small studio again, because after working in a good setup and good place with good people, so then you can't go and work in a small place and all that. So then I took little time to think over, and which took around 6-7 months. So one of my friend who suggested me for Saregama per Hindi, for the Z TV show. So that was just a casual verbal talk which had happened, and he told me that, see, if you can do it, you have to try it, but because you're not. So I said, yeah, broadcast is a totally new segment for me. I mean, it's a new field for me, and I don't know whether first I have to see, because you have to go into a new system. You have to again know some of the basics of it. Otherwise, yeah. So then, and during that time, Mr. Avinash Oak also, like we had a chat. I spoke to him about some of the basics. He taught me many things, and he's another guru of my life in my field. So he's a genius himself. So that's how he I got ready mentally for this broadcast, and then I just entered. It just happened, like I started with Saregamapa Z TV, and I thank Z, because Z has made me a lot today what I am, because the major of their brands have done, like Dance India Dance, 17 seasons of Dance India Dance have done. So so one thing what I have seen is, you can't underestimate anything in this in any of this field in the entertainment industry, because anything clicks anywhere. It's like that. You can't tell that ye nahi chalega, yeah, that, because even when Dance India Dance came, the first season, like because I thought that dance का कितना variation दिखा सकते हैं. I mean, how long can it go? Dance maximum will go to Bharatanatyam styles, this that, but as an we did the first season, then we came to know that what depth like even that field can have, and so it totally changed the whole scenario of the entire country. Like you can see today, all kids going to dance classes, and everyone parents putting. So that's how like the change came in. So it has become a big change today. So it's not only singing, even singing shows are doing good, but
so what are the other shows you did besides Dance India Dance?
I've done for Sony. I've done X Factor. So later on, then they gave me the Indian Idol also. So from season 6 of Indian Idol. Almost I've done all the Indian Idols till date. X Factor was another fun show. It was a big show, but unfortunately it didn't work on air too much. But it was the most challenging show to do because it was a different format. The thing is, what I feel is, with the problem is with our style of music. So because when we see those shows, most of the reality shows what are happening today, other than Saregamapa was the first ever music reality show on the earth actually.
It was called Saregama that time.
That time it was Saregama, yeah. So even I have grown up seeing actually during my college days.
And now you are working
Yeah,
with those
I'm
people.
working with this film, yeah. So then later on these other formats came. So today I'm doing like the international formats. I'm doing Indian Idol, I'm doing The Voice. Indian Idol comes from Fremantle, Voice comes from Talpa, there's a production house. So it's their format. Then I'm doing the Rising Star. Right now we are on the sets of Rising Star. So I thank Optimistics to give this opportunity here. Rising Star is the only music reality show in the world that goes straight live to air. There is no edit happening. It goes like a cricket match, straight telecast from the floor. So it's a most challenging thing. Yeah.
Mahesh, what we'll do is in the second part,
Yeah.
please tell us more about how this TV
Yeah.
set works
Yeah.
for audio,
Yes.
and please educate our viewers on behind the scenes
Yes.
on
Sure.
reality shows.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you.